This is Flyn, and I'm making making a YouTube video showing off my deck profile of Buddy Fight. I know it's a Yu-Gi-Oh mat. It's really just like I'm gonna get a Buddy Fight mat for Buddy Fight videos. So when you see the Buddy Fight mat, you know it's a Buddy Fight video. And so yeah, this is my Dragon World this is my Armed Dragon / Jacknife Dragon deck profile. I hope you enjoy and leave a like in the comment down below. I use one My Buddy because I don't have 5,000 year rapiers. I don't have 5 of any copies. Like I would like it to be Jacknife Dragon, but we have 4 Jacknife Dragons. I actually want to run 4 Jacknife Dragon in my deck. So I just use one My Buddy, and I like how it's it's Gao's partner drum. It's pretty cool. It's like I was wanting to make a drum and / Gao formation deck, but I decided to go with a bit more Jacknife Dragon style deck. And I use 3,000 rapier dragon with my buddy, and the 4,000 rapier I own is of course my buddy. And I use 2 seismic stagger dragon, 1 iron train dragon because it's a pretty good card, especially with the act. You may pay 1 gauge, and if you do, choose a card on the field for this turn, give it minus 3,000 defense, and it lasts even if iron train dragon is gone. It gets destroyed. And I use 1 Intention Dragon and 1 Dragon Knight Dragon, and 1 Bear Trap Dragon and 1 Brown Shield Dragon, just to have this like different. So I can play the size. So I can play this Bronze Shield Dragon in the center, like it's a good defense of 6,000 with low attack. Then there's some average one, 4 attack, 2 crit, 2 defense, and 2 defense, 2 crit, 4 defense, and then one that's 5,000, 1 crit, 4,000 defense. And I use it's low size ones deck because I use a spell that let's see, I use 1 spell. Let me see if I can find it. Well, I use 1 set spell that's really good, and it is affected just like really just with size 2. I use Green Dragon Knight Song of Ancient Lands. Whenever an armor knight enters the field, gain 1 life. You may only have. Oh no, that's not the one. I have like there's a certain card here that's benefit for size 2s. And so the size 2s that I use 4 Jacknife Dragon, 3 Jamar Dragon. Jacknife Dragon is in the main setup. And it's like I was thinking about using 4 of Enraged Jacknife Dragon, where it's basically Jacknife Dragon but without its skill, without the call cost and skill. Pay 1 gauge. Its call cost is pay 1 gauge. And you may pay 2 gauge if you do. Choose your deck for a monster with Jacknife in its card name and call it on top of this card and shuffle your deck. I use 1 Jacknife Dispersal. Pay 1 gauge and put this card on the top of a monster on your field with Jacknife in its card name. This card is on the left or right. It gets Penetrate, Soul Guard. So this is a pretty good setup. So a good thing just like with it, just like if I have it in my hand and a Jacknife, then I'll play a Jacknife, use Jacknife's ability to get out Jacknife Thunderstorm, and then I just pay Jacknife Dispersal over it. And Jacknife Thunderstorm is a good effect also. Pay 1 gauge with this on the top monster, but it's at thunder rate. If this card is left on the left or right, you may pay 2 life. If you do, destroy a monster on your opponent's field. So it's pretty good, just like destroy 2 life and destroy 1 monster in my opponent's center. Get a attack on their life for 3 crit, depending if they have any defenses in their hand. And it also has Soul Guard, so I can lose 2 life, so I can pay it any amount of time, so I could wipe out the whole field and just get at least, I can get 3 attack spaces. I use a good amount of weapons in this deck as well. Get 3 attacks off. I use 1 million Rapier Dragon, just because it's a pretty good card and also a nice backup plan to the Jacknife Dragon. And I use 2 Rising Flare Dragon, which is pretty good. It's pay 2 Art, and when this card enters the field, destroys a opponent size 2 or less monster on the field. And I use 1 Hammered Mace Dragon, and my size 3 I use is Thunder Knight's Bastard Sword Dragon. And so it's like pretty good, just like it has move, and also there's a few decks in Body Fight that don't have any answer to size 3 monsters or double attacks. And now my next, I use 3 Dragona Punisher, and this is the main reason. It's my main reason I use more size 2 is pay 4 gauge and 2 life. You may only cast this card if your opponent has 4 life and you have a size 2 or greater on Dragon on the field, and deal 4 damage. So it's pretty good, just like it's a pretty good end to end game. And my weapons, I use 2 Drago Blade and 1 Dragon Orange Drago Break. It's pay 1 gauge to a crit cost, and even though it's low crit, but with that it has a high attack. It also stops effect damage. It decreases effect damage by 1, so it's pretty helpful. Is reduced by 1, so it's pretty helpful. So if someone has a effect, like I know Mesh World has a crit card where you can just ping your opponent for 1 damage with its effect, but with that effect it becomes 0, so it's pointless. And so it has a second effect that you can use as well to increase its critical by sacrificing monsters. And I use 1 Drago Blade. It's a pretty strong card, even though you had to discard 1 card from your hand and pay 1 gauge. It's a good 3 hit critical. So and I use 1 Jacknife Braveheart. Search your deck for a card with Jacknife in the card name and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck, so it's pretty good. I use 1 Dragon Breath and 3 Dragonic Grimoire, 1 Green Knight Song of Ancient Lands, and 4 Drago Energy, because it's a good counter card, since mostly people attack creatures and my whole deck's Armored Dragons, and also and so it's good, especially if I end up having the move size 3 out, because that's my strongest one. Just move it to the center. Then I can, and this is one of the few defense cards I can play with if I have a monster in the center. Then I use 4 green dragon shields and 2 white dragon shields, because it's helpful in the climax phase, because the next time you would be dealt damage this turn, it is reduced by 2. So it doesn't say you don't have to play it on an attempt, so you can play it as a counter on impact cards, not climaxes. And I also use 2 blue dragon shield. You may cast this card on your opponent's turn. If you do not have a monster in the center, nullify an attack. And you charge and charge the top card of your deck into your gauge. So that's pretty good. You can swap those out for 2 Dragonite Ulti Cote if you wanted to, but I like the defense more instead of having an offensive ability with that charges for you. I hope you enjoy this video, and leave a like and comment down below and subscribe to see more.